Oh, hi. It's time to pot some seedlings. So here we go. I've got kale. Here we are. Isn't it cute? Drippy, drippy, drippy. It's wet. All right. So I transplanted it once already, but it's just growing so much, and it's leggy. So I'm gonna put it in a 3-inch pot with some fresh potting mix, and you can watch me do it. So here we go. I've got several of these. It's gonna take a minute. Open up. 15 packages. Several packages of these. All right. So these come apart pretty easily. They're the little Jiffy brand 3-inch starting pots. That's what I start most of my veggies in. I'm scooping it out. I've already sifted the soil, so it's easy to. What am I trying to say? It's not all clumped together. There we go. I always try not to get dirt on my floor, but that never works. So I just embrace the mess. All right. So I suggest if you are replanting, repotting some seedlings before they're ready for your garden, you can get them out by just gently putting your fingers around the stem, choop, choop, like this. Yeah. And you just let it plop right out. Works really well with these plastic containers. I save them and reuse them every year. This one has quite a bit in it, so I'm going to put even less potting soil in here. Just enough to cover the bottom, and then I'll fill in the sides. It's also pretty wet because I watered them this morning. You always want to water your vegetable seedlings that you're about to transplant, just so it's less of a shock to their system. So for this, I'm going to try to, without harming the plant, plop them in there. Oh yeah, I got it in the right way. Gently shift down. That's not exactly what I wanted. Okay, we're gonna have to try again. Hang on. May have to take some of the root ball off because it won't fit. It's too big. It's too big. But this is a problem we can handle. We're just gonna take a little bit off. I'm going to drop this back into this bag that I'm working with. And don't worry if some of the roots don't make it. As long as you don't disturb the taproot and you leave most of them. People are very specific about their planting advice, but I find that the plants are pretty forgiving, especially these that I'm doing today, these kale seedlings. Pretty easy to accommodate them. All right, so I added slightly more mix to my little 3-inch pot. Same technique, just clumping it in there. All right. I'm gonna gently mash the top. Just make sure you're not bending the stem, but what I want to do is support the stem with some additional potting soil so that we have a more upright seedling to transplant. I'm doing some work outside my house today. Lovely noise in the background. All right. I love having my hands in soil. So satisfying. All right. This one is better now. Okay. One down. The leggy one. These are babies that were from February 28th. I put them in their first little seed pods. This is my favorite time of the year. Kitten wants to help plant, but he's just, the lack of opposable thumbs really likes to get into the bag of potting soil also. So it's free of some of that waterlogged soil. Cozy it and it's just down in here. Okay, this one is going better than the first. I'm going to show you what it's supposed to look like. By the end of these, I'll be doing it perfectly. Just watch. The point is to get them to stand up straight. It's really what you want to happen most of the time. The seedlings to stand up straight in their happy little 3-inch pots. 3 inches for the win. Also have had a lot of success with 2-inch pots, usually before they're this big. So sometimes if they're bent over like this, they won't grow up, but then other times they do. You can try to help them without harming the stem. All right, we'll call that 2. It won't be long before these are in the ground as well, so that will help the most. And then I transplanted some, this is my brain hard at work, into these tiny little peat seed starting pods. And I wouldn't recommend doing that again, but I'm just going to make the best of it and put it into a 3-inch pot and add soil around it. Let's see if that does anything. These peat pots are the natural peat pots are great for just sticking in the ground. Stick it right in there and you're good to go. I even even getting faster. Are you impressed? You should be impressed. These are so easy. Look at the healthy little roots coming out the bottom. Oh, they're so cute. Love. Stand up, friends, stand up. You can do it. Who wants to stand up and reach the sun? Yeah, that's right. Cannot wait to put these outside in the garden. It's not quite warm enough to get outside yet, but look, my fourth one is pretty perfect. What do you think? Yeah. Oh, see, it's starting. Makes me so happy, so happy. All right, looking good. I'm gonna give these some water from the bottom, not at the top, after transplanting them. Just let them soak up whatever they need. They shouldn't need too much water, but better to give some. And then, all right, here's another one, a plastic container. This one grew the straightest. It's the winning kale plant. I wanted to say a double U word, but I didn't. You should be proud of me. All right. Plant, 2 fingers, gently, gently, and then flip, and there it went. Perfect, perfect. All right, free up some of the soil here. It's got brand new soil. Preserving the root ball. Got a nice healthy section of roots there. And into the pot it goes. Oh, got a little sideways. That's a little better. Doesn't matter if it's in the middle of the pot necessarily. This is straighter. Healthier plants that way. Okay. All right, that's it for our kale. Now we're gonna move to the broccoli. Here are my broccoli plants. There's several in a container. Most people pinch them off, but I love to keep them and grow them. And I don't mind wasting time in a garden. There is no waste of time in a garden. So I try to save as many of them as possible. I give them all a little pot of their own and see who really wants to grow. Most of the time, lots more than 1 or 2 plants will make it. I just don't call all of the plants. The mix this up. All right, let's get these 2-inch pots open. Make a mess. I love making a mess. Do you like to make a mess? Comment and let me know. I know who my mess makers are. How many do we have in here? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. Oh, got some dirt on me. Oops. I love it. It's good for you. Some dirt on you from time to time. All right. These you have to be more gentle with your fingers than the single plants, but they should come out, especially from these small plastic planters. Again, I just reuse them year after year. All right. So for these, I just pinch one off gently, getting as much of its root as possible. Then you can just sit the others down gently where they won't be disturbed. Doing this without a cat in the room is really helpful. These are better to do because they're smaller. The kale were kind of bigger plants, but these broccoli starts are a lot easier to deal with because they were never transplanted. I was a little delayed. But there's no time like the present, and here I am. There we go. And these planting pots can also go right into the ground, I'm pretty sure. All right. One little plant friend. All right. From our broccoli family. Another selection into the pot to go. Far down as possible. Fill with potting soil. There's something so healthy about having your hands in soil, good, healthy soil. There we go. Perfect. Ah, perfect. Don't want to compress the soil too much when you push it down into the pot. Two more. These two want to separate? They do. I'm supposed to have some really nice weather soon. I'm going to plant some outdoor ferns. I'll be doing a video on that shortly, so you can see what's going on in my garden. I like to share my garden with others. It's true. And more, last but not least, this is probably the biggest, healthiest seedling of that seed packet. Come on. Come on over. There you go. There we are. Got it. These won't have to be retransplanted. They will just go directly into the ground once it's time. Also hardening off some leeks. Bring them in just a second. A few more to do. They're so pretty. Some of them have purple under their tiny leaves. Nature is lovely. that sound of the roots disconnecting. This is so much fun. I have to take the leaks. Here we are. Oh, yay. So these are my babies. Okay. So these were also planted on February 28th. So almost a month old. Some of them still have a tiny seed attached to the top that hasn't fallen off yet. So these won't need to be transplanted. They will just get put in the ground one at a time, kind of like I'm transplanting the broccoli and the kale. These will get just pinched off and planted once it's time for them to go in the ground. I can't remember when that is, but I have an entire planting calendar that I follow. So, all right, done for hardening off of these fellas for today. We've got some beautiful broccoli transplants that we got done. Look at that purple color. It's so pretty. Makes me happy. Yeah. And then some very lovely kale transplants. Thanks for hanging out. As always, subscribe and like so you can get more of me and my garden of love. Thank you as always. Come back to see me and check me out. You know where to find me.